This is Mood Swings. It's the newest game from Mark Rosewater, head designer of Magic the Gathering, and it's a game he's been trying to make for 28 years. And this is a deck of playing cards. It's a few bucks, and you might already have one in a drawer somewhere in your house right now. But here's the thing that's been eating at me. These two objects run almost the same idea. One is a brand new design from a game design legend, and the other has been sitting in an ordinary deck of cards since the 1970s. I've been pulling both of these apart because I'm designing my own card game, and I want to show you what I found in here that's interesting about game design. Because if you're making anything with cards in it, a regular deck of playing cards like this might be the best design teacher you'll ever get, and it's practically free. Every box of Mood Swings contains 45 cards that are pulled at random from a pool of 133. So my deck and your deck aren't exactly the same, and that's the trading card game DNA showing through in this. Here's the core of Mood Swings. Every card is an emotion, and each one has a point value represented by the die printed on the card. They also have text-based abilities that are meant to feel like the emotion that they're named after. These have different effects on the game. But the important part in the core gameplay loop is what I want to compare to the deck of playing cards most, so remember this. In Mood Swings, everyone draws from one shared deck. They play one card each turn, and whoever has the highest total points at the end of a round, which is everyone taking a turn, will win the round. Hold on to those ideas. One shared deck, you get to play one card each round, and every card is either scoring towards your win condition or producing a unique effect that keeps you in the game or disrupts an opponent. Because we're about to find that exact same game design skeleton in something you probably wouldn't expect. That game has been hiding in here for decades, and it's called Cuttle. It turns this, a deck that you'd play Go Fish with or poker, into a tight, tactical, monster battling duel. I'm using my imagination a bit there for the theme. Every single card has a number that scores and counts towards your win condition, obtaining 21 points, while also producing other effects that help you stay in the game or disrupt your opponent, and you can only play one card per turn. So, you might obviously be wondering, where are the additional effects that I'm talking about? I mean, there's literally nothing on the cards, there's just numbers. Just hold on and I'll explain. You see, the thing about Cuttle is that instead of scoring a card, you can play it from your hand for an effect, and every card has an effect. Now, these aren't printed on the deck because this game was designed from a deck of playing cards so that you could play a game that didn't exist with a thing that everyone had, but they each have an effect, alright? And they each do something clever. The ace, for example, is a reset button. Yeah, it only scores for 1 point, but if you play it from your hand to the discard pile for its effect, it scraps every single point scoring card on the table. That's right, this is a board wipe in a deck of cards. Your opponent's about to win, burn it all down, but you're gonna take your own stuff with you. That's classic card game design, right? Then there's the 8. This is one of my favorite. You get to play it sideways and it stays in play as a permanent effect. The cleverness is that it's supposed to represent glasses, so you can see your opponent's hands. They have to play with them face up. It's information as a weapon. Classic card game design. And then there's the 7. It lets you flip the top 2 cards of the deck, and you get to play one of them. You're gambling with the pile that you're drawing from. It might score for 7, but if your hand's really bad or your opponent's about to win, go for the tempo play, risk it all, and maybe score 10 points instead, like I did in this clip. Oh, and the name, Cuttle. I don't know why they cut the S, but it's supposed to represent the scuttle mechanic. You can play a card with a higher number than one of your opponents to scuttle it. That essentially treats it as a targeted removal tool. The cards go to battle and the highest number wins, removing both of them from play. Another interesting side note is the lesson that Mood Swings can teach us in relation to a deck of playing cards when it comes to visual design elegance, and readability is really important when it comes to a game, especially if you've got a lot of numbers or effects or symbols on your card. Cool artwork, but I have no idea what the this does. In Mood Swings, the numbers are represented by die, and that means that they can be viewed from every single side of the table, no matter which way the card is facing. That's similar to how playing cards achieved this same effect by putting the number at the top and the bottom. Now, that's more important for things like 6s when they might look like 9s, but readability is huge, and the more readable something is, the better it is, especially when it comes to game design. But anyways, what jumps out from all of this when I look back at Mood Swings is that these cards are using the same design choice that the creator of Cuttle did. The card is a number and it has an effect, but they all do multiple jobs at once. And that's how you get depth without drowning people in dozens of components, multiple decks, damage tracking, or any other things that you might be concerned you need to include in your game design. And the part that Rosewater clearly cares about, the ability, is supposed to represent the theme. When the rules and the theme say the same thing, that's also a big win. And I thought it was really fun that a card like the 8 in Cuttle is able to do the same thing. I mean, it looks like glasses. Whoever came up with this, alright, they were cooking with the design on the 8. Are you kidding me? But alas, 28 years of game design from the Magic legend Mark Rosewater and a 50-year-old game inside a deck of cards both landed on the same important design lesson. Make your pieces carry more than one job. A point and an effect, a number and a feeling. You want players to have more choice because that is where depth comes from. Adding more pieces just adds more complexity. If you give the players a simple core and you let them choose, then the cards can combine in ways that break the rules, and that's the soul of a card game. It's what Mark Rosewater does with Mood Swings, what Garfield did before him, and Cuttle has been doing it the whole time. And remember, small things like how a number is read from the other side of the table are important, and there are new ways to do it. Remember, an expensive lesson is the same as a free one if they both teach you the same thing. And that's why I'm going to keep this deck of playing cards on my desk while I continue to develop my own card game. I mean, really, not to sound pretentious, but a playing card deck is a masterclass in card game design. It's the ancestor of every card game that we play today in some way or another, which is why I was surprised to find out that Cuttle was the first card battler. For a long time, these things were only used for trick-taking and gambling type games, which is maybe something we'll look more into in a future episode, but there is so much you can learn from the history and the games that were created and studyable with one deck of cards. I'll be continuing to develop my own card game and making videos like this, so be sure to subscribe if that's something that interests you. But for now, take it easy and keep playing games.